You know, that last sentence, I hate to think how Helen Keller would have had a much different life had Anne Sullivan had a similar attitude. Because we have an office in Alabama, I frequently, over the years, have included that very statement that if Helen Keller was alive today, in many of these school systems that I represent children, um, she she wouldn't be the iconic figure that we know today. She wouldn't have been given a voice. Everything hinged upon Anne Sullivan being willing to take the hard knocks, which wasn't intentional from Helen Keller during that process of helping navigate and find her voice. Okay, unbelievable. But let's get to your question. School is refusing to work on communication for a blind and hearing impaired child 5 years old because the child won't keep the hearing aids in and they won't work on teaching the child to keep them in, nor keep a light hat or band on the child to keep them in because it would be a constant battle and the band or hat would affect how well the hearing aids work. They say they will add communication once the child is compliant with the hearing aids. Um, okay, there's three different areas of educational performance, and I say this all the time. There's academics, there's communication, there's social emotional development. Now, in this particular situation, anytime a child is considered for reevaluation or initial eligibility, they always have to get over the hurdle of the vision and hearing screening to determine if those things are having an impact. But see, there are also eligibility categories. So once you determine that, yes, these are some of the primary impacts, then at that point you move forward, okay? So we know that it's going to impact educational performance area is going to be impacted not only in academics, but in communication. And we also know that there's going to be a social emotional component, which would include behavior. All right. And the behavior has to do with, and when I say behavior, guys, it's sort of a catch-all, just a base definition. Everything that we do in this life is behavior based. It is. We give nonverbal signals. Everything that we do, we all fidget. It's just that some of it is socially appropriate and some isn't. And like I said, everything that we do has a behavior component to it. So I'm just making this carte blanche statement when it comes to social emotional development, including behavior. So in this particular situation, he's not conditioned to wear that. He's only 5, and could have some additional considerations in there, and it needs to be something that he just gets used to wearing. But that right there is becoming the first and foremost impediment to all of the other areas, which then if you insert the Andrew F standard, that these things are impeding academic progress now. And so therefore, this child's ability to receive a free and appropriate public education is directly tied to his ability to wear these hearing aids, which is going to then relate over to behavior, his refusal to do it, which means that we need to have goals and services in place to first attack that so that there's benefit achieved later in the areas where we're providing specialized instruction. Now, who would do that? I'd have to say that for the short term, which I don't think it would take that long, he would need aid support, trained aid support. So probably the involvement of, let's say, a competent, ethical, board certified behavior analyst that could sit there and train the support staff to help redirect the child. Whatever needs to happen, but happen in a non-intrusive way. Nothing mean, but just something where we're maybe distracting, redirecting until he gets used to wearing the hearing aids, which are very important for the other areas of educational performance. They're all tied together. But those are some of the things where the school has to attack these issues because they're related to the academic piece, the communication piece. And so that social, emotional, including behavior area is such an underserved area because schools don't like to look at it, but they like to complain about it, don't they? Love to complain about it, and then but not address it per our known science and our the known needs of the child. But that's how we would address it.